Hello, I'm Andrew Coleman, and in this video we're going to be discussing some fundamentals to playing the trumpet. In this video we'll be going over things such as seat posture, hand position, producing embouchure, and tone. Now first we'll start off with first of all taking the instrument out of the case. One thing that you should be mindful of is actually how you're carrying the instrument. It is important that when you pick up the instrument that you make sure the latches are actually facing your leg or whichever side you're carrying it on, because you don't want to risk picking it up while the latches are open and then dropping the trumpet out of the case and then damaging the instrument. So just be mindful of that. Now we're going to talk about the actual hand position. Now the trumpet is pretty simple in that most of it is pretty much set up. All you really have to do is put your mouthpiece in. But we'll discuss actually how to hold it. So we'll start with the left hand, because mainly this is where your weight is going to be holding the trumpet. So you have a couple of triggers, whichever is comfortable for you. If you see the trigger, you would actually stick either your ring finger or middle finger, whichever is comfortable for you. For now, I'm going to do my middle finger, and this is for sliding in and out the trigger. All right. Now you'll take your thumb and put it in this thumb ring, literally right here, and the rest of your fingers they're gonna wrap around the valves. Okay, just like that. And so if I take my middle finger, put it in the trigger, my thumb is in the thumb ring, and my other fingers are just kind of resting around these valves. And this is how you hold it with your left hand. Now, your right hand, you're going to picture a C, making a C. And what happens is your thumb is actually placed in between the first and the third valve, the first and second valve, excuse me, right under the lead pipe, okay? First and second valve, okay? Just like that, right under the lead pipe. And your first three fingers, index, middle, and ring, will rest on the three valves. And this is sort of a preference, but for this video, we'll have the pinky on top of the pinky ring. Some people would like to stick it inside, but that's usually if they're carrying the weight of the instrument with their right hand. But for this video, we'll put it on top of the ring, okay? And this is pretty much how you hold it. Now, as far as your posture, you want to think of standing tall from your waist up. So that obviously means no slouching, also no leaning back, because you want proper air support from your lungs, okay? All right, next, we're actually going to talk about embouchure. Now, when we think about embouchure, we want to think of firm corners, okay? And the best way to actually start producing a brass embouchure is to take a small straw, all right, and just pretend that you're blowing or blowing air through the hole, okay? Okay, now you should think when you're doing it to make sure that your corners are firm, okay? But overall, as far as the aperture, which is the space in between the lips, this is really as much air that should be going out of the straw as you're putting into the instrument. So corn firmness and just blowing through. Okay, your lips should be very puckered. All right, now what we're going to do, we're going to take the straw, put the mouthpiece in it, and then take it out. And you should be able to produce a buzz, okay? All right. Now, as far as producing a tone, stick the mouthpiece in. And when producing the tone on the trumpet, first we need to think of, first of all, our embouchure, making sure our corners are firm. The pressure on the mouthpiece, you want just enough pressure to be able to produce a sound. And while we're talking about it, the mouthpiece, your lips, should be 50-50. So half of your top lip should be on the mouthpiece and then half of your bottom lip. So that's why I say 50-50. So we should be thinking about embouchure, pressure, and air pressure, air speed as well. So all of these things are what we use to actually produce the ideal tone on trumpet. And I'll produce it. Alright, and those are fundamentals to playing the trumpet.